You're watching the Clique on Hello. I'm Chaiti Narula and I'm being joined by Shirin of Needle Dust and Sand by Shirin also, which is her latest venture. I'm very intrigued about your start of your career as a crime journalist to making prep and the most beautiful juttis we can ever consume. Like, one could never imagine that somebody who was doing crime journalism is today doing something of this nature. What happened?
Oh my God, it feels like such a journey. And I'm so excited. First of all, I'm really excited to be here, Chaiti.
Oh, yay.
I'm looking forward to this
And I'm excited that you're here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. But yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been quite a journey, but it excites me even today when I talk about it. I used to be a crime journalist. I did my master's in international journalism from Cardiff University. And then when I moved here, I started with a startup actually, which was an investigative paper in Gurgaon. And I moved here around 12, 13 years ago. I actually started with civic stories, and then I got into women crime. I love the idea of storytelling. I love storytelling. I do all the content and copies in both my brands. So I love that aspect. I've still kept it close to my heart because I think that's a journalist in me. Then I met my husband. We've known each other since we were quite young, but we decided to get married. It wasn't intentional for me to move from journalism to being a designer. I always say I'm the accidental designer. And when I was getting married,
it was a good accident, huh?
Yeah. Looking back, I'm so glad that happened.
I don't know how many times I can say that it was a fantastic accident.
Yeah, for sure. And I think when I was getting married, obviously everybody's so excited about their clothes, their jewelry, and like makeup, hair, the entire look. But I was really excited about my shoes. I've always been a shoe person, and I think it comes from my mom because she owns some 200, 400 pairs of shoes, I don't know. And my parents actually had a beautiful love marriage, and a lot of her stories that she used to tell me were to do with juttis. You know, Papa came to meet me and then he bought me a pair of juttis.
Oh,
and then,
how cute.
And back then she's like, they used to be wrapped up in newspapers.
But is she from Delhi, Amritsar? Where?
They're from Chandigarh. My mother's from
See,
Patiala.
I figured. I thought as much. That's why juttis.
Yeah, but I'm from Chandigarh, and my home is where my mom is.
So that's Chandigarh. No wonder.
My mom had so many juttis, and she used to always talk about, aise honi chahiye, waise honi chahiye, panja should be shorter, back should be shorter, the color should be this. It was for her, shoes are a passion, and I think somewhere along the way, it sort of like became a part of my thought process. So when I was getting married, I was really concerned. I remember I had a fitting with Sabya, and he said, so how many inches heels are you wearing? And I said, I'm wearing juttis. And at that point, girls were not wearing juttis. I mean, it was uncool.
No, they were torturing themselves by wearing those like high 6 inches heels. And
it was uncool.
It's so, no, 1 second. It was very bad for the back. And really, it's very bad for the posture, back, everything in the long run.
And also it was uncool to wear.
It was uncool to wear juttis at that time.
And I was just like, I'm going to wear juttis. And I remember him turning to me and he's like, you're my kind of bride, So but I had this clear idea about this gold sardozi jutti, which is going to have like this pile of ghungroos on it. So when I walk into my Nand carriage, before I walk in, the noise of the ghungroo comes chan chan and they look sparkly. And
I had that cute, so filmy.
Yeah, fully. Okay. But it was only for my shoes. Like I was obsessed. So I said, when I go out on the market, obviously I'm going to get them easily, right? Juttis are like, it's not something I have invented. It's been there for centuries. The royal houses wore it. They came in migration from different parts of the world and things like that. And when I went out on the market, Chaiti, to tell them this is the kind of jutti I want, nobody was interested. Because everybody said, kaun banata hai, kaun pehnta hai. Even the artisans, so it's a kind of art or craft that goes out in generations. Not any shoemaker or any cobbler can just turn around and make a jutti. It's a specified form of craft. And they had given up this form of shoemaking and taken to other jobs, right? Because there was no takers, absolutely none. So I started looking for the jutti makers to make me 2 pairs of shoes for my wedding functions. I was like, that's all I want, and I want them perfect, and I want them beautiful. And my mother was equally passionate about it. Yeah, we should get the perfect shoes, we should get the perfect
So it started from you wanting to have perfect juttis for your own wedding while you were wearing a sabya lehenga.
Yeah, and I realized at that point, there was a need gap in the industry, that nobody was doing it. But at that point, it was just personal consumption that I'm going to look really nice and comfortable and look beautiful. And we didn't have any of the massive social media. It had just, 10 years ago, now it's been 10 years.
None of it, yes.
Instagram's just started and everything. So I just did it purely for me, just because I wanted to wear these beautiful shoes. And that created an idea in my head. And I turned to my husband and I said, I want to bring back this craft because I love it so much and I hate the fact that it's dying and I want to make it cool.
You have also started Sand by Shirin.
Correct.
What is that all about and why is Bali so special to you? I believe it is.
I started Sand. It's my second passion project.
Yeah.
Is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
We started 2 years ago, 2 summers ago, and this was right after COVID when I launched Sand. Sand is an acronym for such a nice day, which is...
I love that acronym, by the way.
Yeah, the idea was that, you know, you're having like a shitty day and you put on a piece of beautiful clothing and you feel like, oh, it's going to be such a nice day.
Happens to all of us.
Yeah,
happens
and that's
to all
what
of
Sand
us.
stands for. Again, Sand was a product of a need gap in the industry. So both my brands are an extension of what I wear.
That is something I'm not understanding because why is there a need gap for Preth? There are a lot of Preth brands out.
I don't categorize it as just Preth or just your everyday of just a part of just fashion. I think Sand is a theory, you know. So I realized that one, a lot of Indian designers specifically, I was not looking globally at that point when I started Sand. I felt like a lot of Indian designers were not looking at organic, sustainable fashion. Why? Because it's expensive, of course, that's one. Second is, I think, at least I was told that the Indian audience wasn't ready for it. That, you know, the idea of organic, sustainable fabric, you would think of like gamcha or like, you know, that sort of like like, you know, clothes with no personality. Things like that. And
you were not the right silhouette, the cuts, you know, they're not structured.
I came from the idea that as a fashion industry, we are responsible for the landfill, what we're putting back, and how we can change from here on. In that process, I wanted to make beautiful, stunning clothes that go from boardroom to bar, which means slowing the fashion down, that you do not need 3 changes a day. You should be able to buy beautiful clothes that will take you from your office to a dinner out and you feel equally stunning in it. So we started with our King fabrics, which is linen, cottons, plant-based fabrics, all certified organic, like aloe vera, eucalyptus, rose, soybean protein, and all of these things.
But how did you manage? Because you didn't come from a formal training.
Accidental designer. If you go to Bali, Bali as an island, people who inhabit it believe in slow living, believe in conscious.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful place.
Beautiful place. And they also, the kind of people that inhabit it,
they're gorgeous.
Yeah, and they also practice slow living, organic, sustainability, and choices of food and the clothes you wear.
Yes.
It's an island that is the most popular for digital nomads. People go there, work out of there. So it's an island that gives you work-life balance.
Yes.
And that's why Sand went there, because we create clothes that take you from work to post-hour cocktail.
How bridal comfort is of paramount importance to Shirin?
If flats are not comfortable, don't wear them. If you're going to kill your feet, then you can just pick anything that you want. So that if a bride is picking to wear it from 5 a.m. until midnight, she should be comfortable in her shoes.
Alia Bhatt to Anushka Sharma to I was Deepika Padukone, they used to all come in these very simple kurta and pajama comfort fit, and the look that completed that ensemble was the juttis. The jutti was the standout because the kurta pajama was a regular kurta pajama.
And you know,
it was just the juttis that always stood out to give them the look that they desired.
And you know, until then, nobody was wearing them.
Yeah, nobody did.
Juttis on jeans was not cool. Juttis on even a salwar kameez was not cool. It was washed out. It had been replaced by chappals and sandals and even heels. But juttis weren't being, consumed. I still remember we launched with my wedding shoe, which was a ghungroo, but I also created prints on juttis as my first collection, and that instantly took off with the celebrities and with the young girls. People resonated. We started designing them more contemporary, more modern. And then instantly, very naturally, the celebrities started wearing it without me having honestly much knowledge. They were being bought from needle dust, from the online store and things like that. And then the sourcing started happening, which was really cool. And then we started getting so many looks in all sort of like clothing, whether it was Indian wear
and
or
then
non-Indian
Priyanka
wear.
Chopra's wedding, you collaborated on that wedding too. How did that come about and what happened there?
We were about to launch a collaboration with Abujani Sandeep Khosla. And Priyanka's wedding happened. They reached out to us to do a pop-up and to style, for the guests that were coming in from abroad. And we launched our collaboration and juttis at Priyanka Chopra's wedding. So Sophie Turner ended up wearing it, Daniel Jonas was wearing it, Priyanka was wearing it, all the guests were wearing needle dust. Just so incredible,
It is.
Yeah,
it indeed is.
She was sitting and having her lunch or dinner with. She reached out to me on Instagram. She was German Vogue's Beauty of the Fashion editor. And she got in touch with me for just to discuss needle dust. And I said, you happen to...
Fabulous.
I said, you happen to meet her over lunch? And I said, I have no idea. And the way she discussed my shoe with her, who her friend was wearing over lunch.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you that feeling. I still remember it. And I'm just like, that's incredible.
And to have
for 20 years,
and to have
fashion.
one of the editors show that kind of editorial interest in the karigari and the craftsmanship.
And
that's why they reached out. That's probably why she reached out to you.
And to me, that was beautiful, Chaiti. She says the craftsmanship and the price you put on that sort of craftsmanship and the raw materials that are gone in. She says, I've been working in the industry in fashion for 20 years. Covering brands, understanding, looking at brands. And she said, Shrin, just want to tell you, it's beautiful. And I felt incredible.
Well done, well done.
So it's people from different aesthetics, different communities, different fashion outlooks, and I thought that was cool.
Congratulations on that. One last thing I want to ask you is, what do you think of the word manifest?
The word manifest, I think, is so important in this world of just having goals and not just understanding how to reach them. You're just quick, fast, kyun nahi hua, abhi tak kyun nahi hua. I think manifesting just slows you down, makes you sort of like introspect and sort of puts it out in the world that it's going to happen. It makes you believe in something that 10 people around you might say, why are you doing this? Nahi hoga, it's so impossible. But manifestation makes you believe in your true self, makes you believe in your talent, your hard work, and your goal achieving person, like your personality. And I feel that's what manifestation does to me. It gives me the assurance of believing in myself.
At a more visceral level.
Yeah, at a more surreal level. Also at a more believable level.
Yeah.
For me, manifesting or manifest is not just a word that people just use loosely. I think it's something I practice on a daily basis. I'm like, okay, I shot this. I still remember when I on sand, Ran Vijay, my photographer, also a dear friend now, said to me, he's like, next collection we'll shoot in Bali. Shrin, I see your stuff there. And I said, are you crazy, Ran Vijay? Are you mad? No, let's not even push it. I shot in Bali, just shot in Bali last month.
You manifested it.
I manifested it. My team manifested it. People who work on my brand love it, manifested it. I think what manifestation makes you feel is nothing is impossible. Believe in yourself. Believe in the vibrations. Believe in saying it out loud. And I think I manifested it. I manifested having this conversation with you about my brands, and I think it's all a part of a bigger plan. Yes.
Thank you so much, Shirin.
Thank you, Chaiti.
It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Same. Thank you so much.